Okay, Assalamualaikum semua. So this is the second video for chapter number 2, nature of risk. Okay, ataupun kita discuss on introduction of risk lah. Okay, so tadi kita dah discuss on the concept of risk itself. Okay, on uncertainty losses. Now we're going to proceed with the rest of the chapter itself. Okay, so next we're going to discuss on the probability theories. Okay, so ada risiko dan kita nak tahulah. Okay, kita nak tahu the chance of a particular event can happen or not. So insurance company will use probability theories, and this on probability itself, kalau you ambil statistik memang you akan belajar lah. Okay, sebab tu antara bidang yang diperlukan oleh insurance company ataupun ni adalah daripada statistical punya area lah. Okay, so probability theories akan digunakan oleh insurance company. Why? Because dia nak dijadikan sebagai the basis for coverage. And the insurance company or takaful operator itself, they want to know how much to charge the premium. How much customer kena bayar. Okay. Kemungkinan besar kalau risiko tu tinggi, the frequency tinggi, mungkin the more you have to pay for the coverage itself. Okay, so kita pergi kepada probability theories. The term probability refers to an area of study which measures the chance of a particular event occurring. So it also can be defined as the likelihood that the event will occurs. Okay, so likelihood lah kebarangkalian untuk satu-satu event tu jadi. So dalam probability theory ni, kita boleh kategorikan kepada 3 common types. We have priori kau sebut dia priori kot if I'm not mistaken, priori probability, empirical and judgmental probability. Now we want to know the likelihood of that event will happen. Okay, so kita tengok apa beza tiga-tiga kategori ni. So a priori probability determine when the total number of possible outcome is known. So sebelum event tu dah jadi, kita dah tahu dah the possible outcome dia. Okay, possible event is known. For example, kita ambil kalau kita roll a dice kan, kita baling dadu, kita dah tahu dah. Okay, contoh bagi kat sini example, the probability of getting a 6 on a row, a probability of getting a 6 on a roll of dice. Kita baling dadu, kita nak tahu kemungkinan kalau nak dapat 6 tu berapa, macam mana. So, kita dah tahu dah ada 6 muka dadu tu, 6 number. So the probability untuk dapat 6 tu adalah 1/6. So we know. Kita ambil, kita lambung coin. Ada 2 muka je. So probability of nak dapat head or tail is 1 out of 2. Okay, so this concept has a limited practical application in the study of risk because bukan semua situation kita tahu a number of possible outcome. Tak semua kita tahu. Okay, so the application of this kind of priori probability is limited lah in study sebab kita tak tahu number of outcome. Dan kita pergi kepada empirical probability. Okay, so kita nak tahu the likelihood of that kind of event happen. So it is help ataupun determine on the basis of historical data. So kita dah ada data, kita study the likelihood of that event untuk jadi. For example, kita ambil the number of road accident and fatality due to fire. Okay, number of road accident, fatalities, fire, flood, critical illness among others. Semua ni kita boleh somehow analyze and kita dapat dah the probability of this kind of things from happening. daripada historical data, daripada report kemalangan, okay, sebagai contoh. Okay, this is the underlying concept that makes it possible for empirical probability to be measured accurately. As the number of observations increases, the predicted loss tends to approach the actual loss. This is the law of large number lah. Okay. Alright. Next, kita proceed kepada judgemental. So judgemental from satu-satu incident happen is determined based on the judgment of the expert person in predicting the outcome. Okay, kita hire an expert untuk help us to determine lah dari segi the probability of an event happens. So it is used when there is a lack of historical data or credible statistic. For example, astronaut program by Malaysia and operating a nuclear plant in Malaysia. Okay, so astronaut program kan kita tak ada historical data sangat, kita panggil lah siapa-siapa pakar yang ada dalam bidang tu, ataupun nuclear plant kita tak ada data sebab kita tak ada, so kita panggil expert to know in terms of the risk, for example. Okay. So probability theories, kita nak study macam mana nak measure a particular event happen. Macam mana nak tahu. Okay, so apa tadi madam cakap, madam kena pause tadi, dah hilang dah madam kata apa. Okay, so probability tadi probability theories kita discuss in terms of how does the insurance company try to measure the chance of a particular event happen. Sebab apa? Nak tengok coverage, nak tengok berapa banyak kena bayar. Okay, premium. Okay, so ada 3 jenis, ada apa tadi? Priori, ada empirical dengan judgemental. Okay, moving on. So moving on. Next, dalam chapter ni kita nak tengok types of risk lah. Okay, ada 6 jenis risk sini yang kita akan discuss. Ada pure, speculative, fundamental, particular, financial value risk dengan non-financial value risk. Okay, dan being compared with each other lah, like pure dengan speculative, fundamental dengan particular, financial value dengan non-financial value risk. Okay, so type of risk dekat sini ada 6. So kita tengok pure risk. So dalam buku teks awak ni boleh nampak ke? Ada, tak nampak pula, tak nampak. Okay, ada discuss sikit lah. Okay, banyak je dekat internet tu kalau you nak tengok contoh-contoh. Okay. So first we're going to look at what is pure risk. Okay, pure risk. Bila kita cakap pure risk ni, when something happen, okay, there is only a possibility of loss ataupun no loss. Okay, risk yang pure, there is only a possibility of loss or no loss. So for example, kalau road accident happen, most probably you akan dapat loss lah. So kalau tak jadi, there is no loss. So that is a pure risk. Okay. And bila jadi event tu, for example car crash ataupun road accident ni, tak ada possibility of gain ataupun profit pun daripada tu. Okay, you tak gain anything kalau tak jadi kemalangan. Okay, so pure risk also can be categorized as personal risk, property dengan liability risk. Okay, di bawah pure risk ada 3 kategori pula. Personal risk, property dengan liability risk. Okay, so next kita nak tengok speculative. Okay, in speculative risk berbeza dengan pure risk. In speculative risk, there is a possibility of profit or loss. For example, kita ambil dalam financial investment lah. Kalau you main saham ke ataupun gambling kan, dalam gambling. So, you boleh ada untung, you boleh ada rugi. Okay, so most of the speculative risks are uninsurable since they are undertaken willingly in hope of profit ataupun gain. So, you dengan sukarelanya invest your money in certain counter saham mana-mana dengan ada hope of profit ataupun gain. So memang tak ada insurans lah yang cover dari segi speculative risk ni, sebab you willingly yang ambil risiko tersebut. As compared to pure risk, road accident you bukannya saja-saja nak pay accident kan, dok. Okay, dia jadi without our willingness. Okay, next one kita akan discuss next category of risk, that is fundamental dengan particular risk lah. So kita tengok fundamental risk. Okay, fundamental risk is will affect the whole society ataupun ekonomi lah dekat sini, and a large number of person or group within the economy itself. So bila jadi fundamental risk ni, dia boleh affect semua orang. Okay, in the economy, sama ada dari segi ekonomi ataupun large number of person within a group of people in the economy itself. So it affect the society in general or group of people, and it can be controlled even particularly by any one person. It cannot be controlled, cannot be controlled. For example, kita ambil weather risk, climate, inflation. Bila inflation jadi inflasi kan, harga barang naik bukan kepada certain individual saja, tapi a large number of people akan affected. COVID-19. Bila berlaku COVID-19, affect everyone. Okay. Dan kita pergi kepada particular risk. Okay. It affects a particular individual. Okay. A particular risk will affect only individuals and not the entire community, and is within the control of the individual itself. Okay. Jadi dekat individu. Okay. And those future outcome that we can particularly control, it arises from individual decision. Dia jadi sebab you lah. Okay, you make decision to further study which bidang. Contoh risiko kan. Okay, to drive a car, you make that decision. You wanted to drive the car itself. To own a property, where the property you sendiri yang pilih. Okay, so it happen ataupun it affect to you only. So that is particular risk. You drive a car, berlaku kemalangan, it happen to you. Okay, happen to you. So understand the differences between fundamental risk dengan particular risk. Madam boleh nampak dekat sini. Impactnya kepada siapa? Satu, larger audience ataupun the entire economy. Next one, particular risk kepada particular individual saja. Because future kita tak boleh nak predict, kita tak boleh nak control. Okay, kita tak boleh nak control. Alright. Next one, kita pergi kepada financial value risk and non-financial value risk. So financial value risk is the outcome that can be measured in monetary term. Okay, type of property. Aduh, kau dalam madam tak nampak pula. Okay, so financial value risk, the outcome of risk itself can be measured in monetary term. For example, bila berlaku property damage, kita tahu kita boleh assess berapa kadar kerugian ataupun kerosakan tersebut. Okay, theft or loss of business profit, fire, court award damage. Kalau kena saman, court dah bagi tahu amount harga contoh. Okay, dan kita ada non-financial value risk. So ini adalah risiko yang the outcome cannot be measured in monetary term. Contoh, selection of career. Nak jadi doktor ko, nak jadi engineer ko, nak jadi businessman. Kita tak tahu. The risiko tu kan, buat bisnes tambah lagi lah, tak tahu nak berjaya ke dok. Okay, in terms of you punya spouse, pemilihan, the restaurant menu item that you choose ataupun let go. So the outcome or consequences of this non-financial value risk, kadang-kadang loss of trust, reputation. Okay, tu kita tak boleh nak measure. Kita tak boleh nak measure. Okay, next one. Okay, tadi kita discuss on pure risk. Kan? So now kita nak tengok types of pure risk. Okay. Pure risk tadi tu apa? Kalau benda tu jadi, you dapat loss. Kalau tak jadi, you tak dapat gain pun. You at neutral punya state. Okay. So kita ada personal. Okay, sebelum Madam go further in discussing the type of pure risk here. So generally, pure risk ni insurable lah, okay. And pure risk can be categorized into these three types of risk. So kita akan cakap pasal personal risk, property and liability risk. Okay. So personal risk ni apa? By definition, personal risk refers to the risk that directly affect individual and it will lead to the possibility of loss or reduction of income, extra expenses incurred and depletions of asset, and personal risk can be further divided into these four following category. Okay, so personal risk directly impact an individual, dia akan lead to the possibility of loss ataupun reduction of income. You kena keluar duit lebih untuk expenses incurred kalau berlaku kemalangan for example. Okay, depletion of asset. So ada 4 jenis bawah personal risk. Okay, kita tengok risk of premature death. Maksudnya you mati sebelum masanya lah konsepnya dalam insurans ni. Tapi kalau kita kata dalam Islam tu memang dah tertulis ajal awak bila. Okay. So risk of premature death. For example kadang-kadang kita dengar berita kan, oh a football player meninggal waktu tengah main umur muda lagi. So kita boleh panggil sebagai premature death lah. Tak tua lagi, tak ada sebab. Contoh macam tu. So, risk of premature death, so it will involve apa benda ni? Contoh-contoh apa yang akan you dapat loss of income, medical expenses from last illness, funeral expenses. Contoh diberi dalam buku awak ni, the death of a breadwinner can cause financial hardship to the dependents, and this premature death risk will cause financial problem for the dependent itself. Okay. Then risk of old age. Tu umur tua pun ada risiko juga. Okay. So risk of old age, apa akan jadi? Kita akan ada insufficient income during retirement lah ataupun poor health. Then risiko of poor health, expensive medical expenses, loss of earned income. Recently ada someone that I know was warded and kena ada minor operation sikit untuk buang dia punya appendix. Almost like 6 days in ward. Lepas tu tambah cost of operation dekat private hospital lah. Kita cakap pasal private hospital. The cost is 19k. 19k nak kena bayar sebab buang appendix saja. Jenuh lah kan. So poor health, medical expenses dah mahal sekarang ni. Dan kita ada risk of unemployment. So risk of unemployment, loss of earned income and depletion of accumulations financial asset disebabkan unemployment, tak ada kerja. Okay. Alright. So you boleh baca ni dalam buku teks ada dia punya explanation sikit. So basically personal risk dibahagikan kepada 4: premature death, risk of old age, poor health dengan unemployment. So this is life expectancy in theory, 2019 report of life expectancy theory pula dah. Expectancy in Malaysia. So dia kata life expectancy at birth, a baby born in 2019 is expected to live an average of 74.5 years. However, unfortunately, male average age dia adalah 72 tahun sahaja as compared to female. Okay, dan here lah kita boleh tengok by ethnic group, by tengok ni. Okay. Next kita nak tengok property risk. Property risk apa? It refers to the possibility of loss due to damage of property caused by fire, flood, earthquake and other natural disaster. So ada beberapa kategori of risk. Untuk property kita ada direct loss, indirect loss dengan extra expenses lah. Extra expenses ni something additional. So property risk ada dua, direct loss dengan indirect. Okay, so direct loss ni apa? Financial loss that result from the physical damage of destruction or theft ataupun damage due to the property by a peril. Property risk. Example, kalau a factory destroyed by fire, the owner will lose the value of the factory itself. Okay. Then kita ada indirect. Indirect loss, loss in consequences of a direct loss. So, factory dah destroyed. So, what are the indirect cost? Business interruption. Tak boleh nak produce goods. Okay. Disebabkan factory tadi destroyed. So, kita panggil itu sebagai indirect loss. Then ada extra expenses. Okay. Extra expenses is extra cost ataupun additional expenses incurred as a result of the loss itself. Factory dah gone, dah terbakar habis, the factory owner will incur additional expenses to rent other building to continue the operation. Okay, dah kena keluar extra ya, extra expenses pula. Okay, that is property risk. Dan kita ada liability risk di bawah pure risk tadi kan. Okay, so liability risk is it refers to the risk of third party bodily injury or property damage. In this case, the court may order you to pay substantial damage to the person that you injured. So the basic perils in the liability risk is the unintentional injury of others, other persons, or damage of their property through negligence or carelessness. However, liability may result from intentional injuries ataupun damage. So sedikit perbezaan definition dalam slide dengan buku reference kita. Okay, so kalau dekat slide ni dia discuss the liability risk is lebih besar lah selain daripada unintentional injury kepada orang lain ataupun kadang-kadang boleh jadi intentional. Okay, satu you memang sengaja, satu tak sengaja. Okay, for example doktor kadang-kadang ada risiko people can claim you ada malpractice ke ataupun salah buat prosedur ke. Okay, ataupun kita sendirilah neglect. Okay, risk of being sued because of neglect, malpractice ataupun causing willful injury either to another person ataupun someone else property. So the possibility of financial loss if you are found liable. So ni kadang-kadang dia bawa sampai kes ke mahkamah atau the financial loss incurred just defending yourself. Okay, kalau you menang pun kadang-kadang kena bayar lawyer juga even if you are not found liable. Okay, in this case. Okay, habis dah pure risk. Ni contohlah risk category associated with hotel and tourism industry. You boleh tengok lah what kind of risk category yang boleh jadi, what are the perils causes. Then kita, I hope you can read all of these. These are the glossary of terms to make you understand further on the concept of risk itself, liability, likelihood, apa, perils, blah blah blah. Okay, so that's all for chapter number 2, introduction to risk. Okay, so if you have any question, you can ask me. We can discuss further. Alright, so that's all for this video. So this chapter ni ada 2 video. So Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh and have a good day to all of you.